Jim Blocky, Real Aid. Today's vlog, Russia's biggest collaborator? That would be the Libs. We know the Russians' goal was to make the American voters have less faith in our voting system. However, they had no idea how the idiot Libs would be their most significant ally in succeeding. Or did they? Let's take a gander here at the facts. Libs hate the real America. What a coincidence, so do the Russians. Libs want government control. Wow. The government controls everything in Russia. Libs do not want armed American citizens. They say that's not their goal. However, we know the Libs' second language, don't we? Yeah, it's lying. Hey, Russian citizens are not armed. Libs natter about freedom of speech, although we again know their second language. The truth is, they only believe in freedom of speech if you agree with them. Oh my goodness! Russians only let you speak freely if you agree with them. Wow! Libs have done everything in their power since Donald Trump became President Trump to dismiss, reject, set aside, disallow, and renounce this election. They've called it a sham, a facade, and accused the president of colluding with the Russians. Everything the Libs have done since the election tells the American voter exactly what the Russians want. It encourages, persuades, even convinces the American voters to have less faith in our election system. That's the Libs doing this. So it seems there is there's little difference between the Russians and the Libs, not Trump and the Russians. So, looking at the facts, maybe the Russians always knew that the Libs would be their biggest ally. Even after Rosenberg's press conference enlightening America with the 13 indictments of Russian citizens and the fact that he said no Americans colluded with Russia. But the Libs continue to blather on about how this does not clear President Trump. And I guess these idiot Libs apparently don't believe President Trump is an American. Over a year of investigating and no evidence, as well as the CIA and the FBI saying no Americans colluded. That's not enough for those hate-filled losers. And not only do the Libs continue their natter about how Trump may still have colluded with the Russians, but they've also said further evidence of this is Rosenberg's indictment of the 13 spies, and that the president has not put enough harsh sanctions on Russia. Really? That's more evidence? Well, here's a prediction for you. If President Trump, does put harsher sanctions on Russia, here's exactly what the Libs would be crying about. They'd be whining, what's he trying to do? Start World War III? He's crazy. He's out of his mind. We must start the impeachment process. That's exactly what these American hating Libs do. And we must realize that nothing, and I mean nothing, President Trump ever does will be right. So what we real Americans must do is stop trying to please them. Yeah. The Libs, the lamestream media, Nancy My Face Alone could pay off the national debt Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, or even my brain is the size of an Adam Schiff will never treat him right. We'll never see anything he does as correct because President Trump is an American, something these Libs cannot stand. These Libs could never accept the election. They continue to do everything in their power to ensure President Trump cannot succeed at anything. The only thing they really focus on is impeaching him. They are a disgrace to America, and honestly, they really don't care if they're a disgrace because they hate America. Real Americans, I say this to you, do not be tricked. Liberals are nothing more than those individuals Stalin was talking about years ago when he said America will never be defeated from without, they'll have to be defeated from within. The liberals are those from within whose desire is to weaken America, take our freedoms, take our protection, and destroy our Constitution. And they are doing this through our education system by producing inefficient readers, teaching our children to be selfish by focusing on selfish pleasures rather than being selfless, lying about the foundation of America, and most importantly, about our founding fathers. America is the greatest nation ever. It was made that way because of our freedoms, teaching our children the proper way to read in order for them to be able to think for themselves. Our expectations to be able to protect ourselves, not have someone else do it for us. And mainly because of our belief in the Almighty God the Father. I implore all of you, not to allow this to take place. We are the real Americans, and nothing can defeat us except us. This is Jim Blocky, Real Ed Aid.